Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Excel Moments. This is Victor Momo. In this video, I want to talk about the format painter. It's probably something we all know, but let's just see some cool applications of it. You know what the format painter essentially does? It takes the formatting of one object and replicates it across maybe another object or a group of objects. So it could be a cell, it could be a shape, it could be a chart. You just take the formatting and paste it across some other objects that you want to have the same formatting. Simple enough. So if I wanted some cells in this column to have the same formatting as this cell, which has a yellow fill and a red font. Simple. I click the format painter and I click the cell I want to have the same properties. Okay. Once you do that, the format painter is no longer active. So you have to go back, you know, click the next one, go back, click the next one. Not the most efficient approach. Something interesting about the format painter button. You hover over and you get to see it. It says that to apply the formatting in multiple places, double click the format painter. So it means that rather than doing a single click, if you double click, you can use it multiple times. So let's give that a shot. So you double click. Now, once you click on one, you notice that you still have the matching ants here and the format painter is still selected. So it's still active. You can then click on the other cells. Okay, like that. So this is definitely better, but this can get more interesting. Let's go to the next sheet. So I show you something. Okay, now look at this cell here that has 93 with the yellow fill red font. Imagine I wanted to replicate that across all the cells all the way to the last used cell here, 81 here, right? If you wanted to select all the cells all the way to the end, what would you press? The shortcut you could use is Control Shift and down. So we could use Control Shift and down with the format painter to achieve this objective. So here's what we are going to do. We select the cell we are picking the formatting from. I will double click the format painter, not single click. I'll click the first cell. I'll do Control Shift down. Now this is definitely way faster. So even if I had like a million rows, Control Shift down and I'll be done. I could then press Escape and I'm out of the format painter. Okay, so that's an interesting way. Now let's take it across multiple, rows and multiple columns. So I want to pick from here and I want to format everything all the way to literature and all the way down. Okay, you could actually do what? Control Shift right, Control Shift down. Doesn't matter the order you which you do it. You could do Control Shift down, Control Shift right, but you could also do Control Shift end, right? So I will pick this cell, which is the cell that I'm picking the formatting from. I'll double click the format painter. I could start from the same cell just so that I can get my rectangle, right? So I click here and I do Control Shift end, and I have this formatting populated across all the cells that I require it for. So that's just taking advantage of the double click of the format painter and some other shortcuts that you generally use for selecting a group of contiguous cells. Okay, let's go to the last example, which has to do with shapes. Okay, so now this one gets a little interesting. So you have this shape and you want to replicate this across these other shapes. Of course, it's easy. You could just double click the format painter, and then you start clicking on these, rectangles one after the other. But here, maybe that may not be the best way to go. I just take advantage of the fact that, well, I don't have, other types of objects here, like, charts or some other shapes that I don't want to format. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on this, which is where I'm picking my formatting from. When I do Control A, because I have a shape selected, I do Control A, is going to select all the others, and I just click on one of them. And I have, the formatting replicated across. So it's really interesting, how you can apply simple things like, the format painter to replicate that action across multiple cells without necessarily clicking each of them, or across multiple objects without necessarily clicking one after the other. So if you are not double clicking on the format painter and you only do single click on the format painter, well, that today is the last time you do that. So now you can double click on the format painter and then have multiple repetitions of that formatting. Hey, if you like this video, hit the like button. You could also subscribe to the channel Excel Moments. But for now, I'm out.